And that's new on SportsCenter tonight. And that is the situation with Zion Williamson. He is out for the duration of the summer league with a bruised knee. He took knee-to-knee contact yesterday. This game, of course, was suspended due to the earthquake, 7.1 magnitude. Zion had 11 points. He had a handful of dunks. But obviously, considering he's a transcendent talent and an amazing player, an abundance of caution will be taken. David Griffin, who was at the game last night, saw him there on ESPN. The Pelicans executive vice president of operations, quote, Zion will move forward from this incident without issue. However, in an abundance of caution, the words I used, we have made the determination that he will not appear in game action for the remainder of the NBA Summer League. He will continue to take part in training and conditioning with our performance team. That was a big story in the NBA last night, only to be usurped by this one. I thought it was the big three in the NBA. We're now down to dynamic duos around the league. Woj is going to be here in just a second. He had the big news last night on both of these guys around 1:55 a.m. Eastern. Kawhi chooses the Clippers and then essentially telling the Clippers, get me somebody else to make this viable. They got him Paul George. The Oklahoma City Thunder got themselves an unprecedented boatload of picks, and they may be rebuilding as well at this particular moment. Amazing to think that one move by Kawhi could alter the Lakers, the Clippers, the Raptors, and the Thunder. Speaking of the Raptors, their team president, Masai Ujiri, who went all in on Kawhi and obviously paid off. These are his final parting words. We're very thankful for the year that Kawhi and Danny, speaking of Danny Green, played with us here in Toronto. Danny last night signed a big deal. The Lakers, 2 years, $30 million. I know the city and the entire country of Canada are grateful for everything they did to help us win our first NBA championship. He went on to say, on behalf of the Raptors, I say a very heartfelt thank you to Kawhi and to Danny, and we send them and their families nothing but good wishes. As an organization, the Raptors will continue to focus on the future and continue our pursuit of a second championship. So Danny Green to the Lakers, the much bigger story, of course, Kawhi to the Clippers. Adrian broke both of those stories last night involving Paul George and Kawhi. Now with that, we've had a few hours to let it settle. Anything more you can kind of add that you've been able to glean through your reporting?
Well, just how determined Paul George and Kawhi Leonard were to play together. And, Kawhi Leonard was able to look around the landscape and, whether it was LeBron James, Anthony Davis, other free agents who were in the marketplace, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. He wanted to play with a player who was still under contract, Paul George. And over a 72-hour period this week, they essentially muscled Oklahoma City to make that trade. In the end, Oklahoma City got a tremendous haul back, and they were at a crossroads, too, there where they may very well be headed toward a rebuild here. But he got the player he wanted in Paul George to line up with him in the Staples Center. So you have Paul George, Kawhi Leonard against LeBron James, Anthony Davis, all in one building in one NBA arena.
Think about this. The Lakers have their 16 NBA titles, those banners hanging at the Staples Center. The Clippers, folks, have never made the Western Conference Finals, and they win this battle with the Lakers. Also, we should note Sam Presti over the years, the Thunder GM, he's drafted pretty well, and he's going to have, according to Adrian, a boatload of opportunities to do that moving forward. I want to talk a little bit about DeMarcus Cousins here. You also reported earlier today, 1 year, $3.5 million deal with the Lakers. Tell me why this was a mutually beneficial move for both parties.
Well, the Lakers certainly need talent. Boogie Cousins can still put numbers up. He played 30 games for the Warriors last season before getting injured again in the playoffs, came back again in the finals. Miami really wanted him. Pat Riley was pretty aggressive in trying to get him in with the Heat. I was told Anthony Davis, Rajon Rondo put the sell on Boogie Cousins to get him to the Lakers. 1 year, $3.5 million.
Wow, okay. So that's the deal. Boogie's kind of been used to signing these one-year prove-it deals. He just hasn't been able to stay healthy. Last thing, we talked about all the ramifications for all the teams that are going to be feeling it, and sooner or later, Presti and the Thunder are going to be feeling it. Right now, what is the plan moving forward with Russell Westbrook in the fold for the moment?
Well, Russell Westbrook, his agent Thad Fouché, are talking with Sam Presti. They've been having this conversation about his future. Now that Paul George is gone, listen, Westbrook's contract, 4 years, $170 million for a team that is not a contender anymore. I think he's going to be very much available in the trade market this summer. They're going to talk together about working together to see what might make sense. I think one team to watch in this marketplace, the Miami Heat.
Okay, the Miami Heat. So obviously they've already acquired Jimmy Butler, and then we'll see if they could pair him with Russell Westbrook, which would make for yet another dynamic duo here in the NBA. There is no such thing as the NBA offseason. He probably knows that a little bit too well, but it's amazing. It continues to dominate the headlines ever since 6 p.m. Sunday Eastern last week happened. It's just been unbelievable. Who knows what's next? Well, the answer is he'll know what's next, and when we have something, he'll be here. Woj, can't thank you enough.
Thank you, Zubin.
Great to have you here. All right, so we're going to move on tonight here on SportsCenter. Woj is going to be back with some NBA is here. We got a little Wimbledon.